What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. I am Tyrone, and today I have another movie review for you. This is Lee Cronin's The Mummy. This is directed and written by Lee Cronin. You might remember him from Evil Dead Rise. That was the first film that he did, which is a great adaptation from The Evil Dead with Sam Raimi. Sam Raimi produced that, of course. And he is back with this, where we have a family that lives in Cairo. Something happens to a little girl named Katie, the daughter, and the whole question is, what happened to Katie? What happened to Katie? And a little bit later, about 8 years down the line, Katie is found, but Katie is not the same person as she was when she vanished.
She's been missing for 8 years. What was our daughter doing in a 3,000-year-old sarcophagus?
She just needs our care and lots of love.
Lord, I'm having a heart attack. Sam, this is some scary shit.
And that's where everything comes in, where all the spooky stuff happens, where all the weird things happens to this family, and a lot of horror exudes. Now, this film is produced by James Wan. You all know him. There's going to be a whole bunch of creepy vibes and stuff in this film. And I got to say that the film, to me, was okay. All right. I'm not saying this is the best horror film of the year, because, you know, we're still in the beginning of this year when it comes to a lot of movies, you know, or the midpoint of the year. And this film looks amazing. The special effects in this, Lee Cronin has a way of like positioning his camera where he does this effect that he did in Evil Dead Rise, where there is a character or a object that is close to the lens, and then there is a character or object that is a little bit further between the lens, which is supposed to be like a good aspect ratio of what's going on in the story. You know, like, okay, the character behind that's further away from the lens is talking to something going on very close, and it adds a very, very eerie element to the scene and to the movie as a whole. Now, the reason why this film is called Lee Cronin's The Mummy is because he didn't want to get people confused with the previous Mummy films that came out with Brendan Fraser, or because The Mummy is actually going to be remade again with Brendan Fraser. And he was like, you know what, even though, you know, Universal doesn't have any rights or the IP over the name of The Mummy, I still want to go ahead and let people know that this is a mummy-centric film, but it is really not the Mummy that we have seen before. This film it is very rooted in Egyptian demonic stuff within it, and there's a lot of imagery in here that is very spooky. Of course, there are the characters in this that's like, there's one character in this film that is on the hunt for the information of what's going on with Katie, and a lot of those things uncovered up where there's, you know, ancient books and ancient drawings about this Egyptian stuff, and that adds a lot to the lore of the film. And I thought that was pretty interesting. But I can say that the downfall for this film, for me, is the writing. The writing and the character development in this, I did not like. Okay, because there are two characters in there, the mom and the dad, because once they get Katie back, and that's not a spoiler because that's in the actual trailer, once they get Katie back, they have two different ways of going on, figuring out what's going on. The father wants to figure out what's going on completely, okay? He wants to know what happened to Katie, how this happened. We got to figure this thing out. The mother, on the other hand, is up in there saying, I know how to raise my own daughter. She's here. And I'm like, you are the dumb character. You are the dramatic character. The father is like, I got a plan. We got to figure this stuff out. And then it flips on its head by the end of the film, you know, by towards the end of the film, which I was like, you're losing me here with what these character arcs are going through, you know. And then it had a very, very satisfying ending. I've always said on this channel, which is the new channel, YurpNationENT, and also the old channel, or the channel that's locked right now, Europe Nation Reactions, which I will probably get that back, hopefully. And I've said on Mostly Wrong Opinions, the film review channel I did with Devin Harris. You always want to put your characters through peril, okay? But you have to put some type of glimmer of hope that they will make it out. and it's not in this film. There's a lot of hopelessness that's in this film because of the way the characters are written and the actions that they do. And I'm just like, that's just a damper. That's a damper. Okay, I want a winner, and it didn't really seem like there was too many winners that was in this film, to be honest with you, because a lot of bad things happened to this family, and it just didn't really work out at certain parts, except the end, of course. Now, if you have a weak stomach, okay, this probably is not the film for you. There's a lot of grotesque, disgusting gore, a lot of vomit that happens in this. If you've seen Evil Dead Rise, then you would know what Lee Cronin's thing is. He is obviously a big fan of Sam Raimi and the Evil Dead, Army of Darkness, all the things that he did in the past, and it shows within this film. It almost feels like this film is like a homage to Evil Dead, or a lost script of what Evil Dead was. So I definitely say that if you are a fan of that type of gore horror, then this is the film for you. But again, don't come into this film expecting that they're smart characters, because these characters are written completely dumb. So my rating for this film, I'm giving this a C+. Some of the takeaways, the negative takeaways I'm giving this is it is too long. This film is too long. You could have shaved at least 10 to 15 minutes off this film. It would have been great. And of course, the other negative is these characters are dumb. I'm sitting there and I'm talking to myself like, why are you writing this character this way? The things that are happening in this household, ain't no way. Ain't no way, no person in their right mind will be going through this. But of course, it's a movie. It's supposed to be entertaining, and I gotta say, it was entertaining. So that it gets points for that, and also gets points because of the way that it is directed and the way that it looks. So that is my review for Lee Cronin's The Mummy. It's a C+. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. Again, this video is this is my first movie review on this channel, YurpNationENT. Again, I will try my best within the next 3 weeks to get Yurp Nation reactions back up on board. But if I can't, this is where all my content will be, starting all over. And it does suck that I can't get to my 75,000 subscribers. But hey, you're here, you're clicking on this video, and do me a favor, get in the comments and let me know what you thought about this film. If you saw it, please don't spoil it for people, especially that ending, because the film just came out. All right, give people time to see it. All right, and if you did like my review for this film, please hit the thumbs up. It really does help out this channel. I definitely need your help because of me starting over, so hit that thumbs up so it can spread across. All right, and if you are new to the channel, which I'm pretty sure you are, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell to stay up to date with everything I got going on here on Yurp Nation ENT. Other stuff will be popping up here on the side for videos that you can watch, take a look at it, have fun, and yeah, get out here and see this movie if you like this gore horror stuff. All right, see you in another one. Peace.